गुड मॉर्निंग मैम।
गुड मॉर्निंग बेटा। एक्चुअली मैं भूल गई कि तुम लोगों को प्रोजेक्ट जमा करना है।
यस मैम।
कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है अगर फिर मैं थोड़ी देर के लिए क्लास ले लूँ?
यस मैम, कोई बात नहीं।
Just wait for another 2 minutes. See, actually I have finished the जो भी अपना टाइम टेबल था, सिलेबस था इस साल इस टाइम का। तो लेकिन कुछ डिमांड आई थी कि कुछ एक चैप्टर्स को रिपीट कर दिया जाए। तो आई एम स्टार्टिंग विद इंटेलिजेंस, और जो भी टॉपिक तुम लोगों को चाहिए जस्ट टेल मी सो दैट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। कल मैं तुम्हारी क्लास लूँ या नहीं? कल तो है ही नहीं है ना तुम्हारी क्लास? यस यस, नो प्रॉब्लम। So let us revise about the theories of intelligence. As you know, there are two theories of basically about when we talk about intelligence. One is the factor theories and other is the information processing theories. कोई एक बार सामने आ जाओ मेरे वीडियो को, कोई एक वीडियो को ऑन कर लो। हरसिमरत आप कर लीजिए।
मैम जस्ट गिव मी अ मिनट, आई विल स्विच ऑन माय वीडियो।
ओके, फिर कोई भी एक कर लो बेटा। Now, when we start talking about intelligence, we talk about few of the definitions about intelligence. And the first definition, which is we talked about, was easy going in 1923, and he said कि what is intelligence is what intelligence test measures. So what does he mean by this when he says intelligence is what intelligence test measures? Because our intelligence tests, they measure different aspects. Right in the beginning, uh, different aspects were measuring, and some tests different aspect is measuring. Like in some of the tests, if you really go through the review of literature and see the kind of tests which are available in the market, you will see some tests are only measuring reasoning ability, some tests are only measuring decision making ability. So based on those, some are measuring general ability, some are measuring specific ability. So there are different factors which these intelligence measure, and that is also depends upon the need of the investigator who is developing the test and who is measuring the different aspect of intelligence. So what he says, okay, intelligence is what the intelligence test measures. So he's very much right, and based on his definition itself, we see there is a kind of evolution in the intelligence testing, and from one era to the other era, and at present, uh, we try to measure the comprehensiveness in the uh, intelligence, and which is actually is being measured by the information processing theories. And the best test for measuring this comprehensive nature of individuals intellectual ability is the developed by that past theory of intelligence. Okay, I'm just referring the name because you know what is past theory, we have already covered. Now, the person whose definition was very much common, and who has given us nearly 3 to 4 tests on intelligence, one on the children, and one on the adults verbal scale, performance scale, and maybe there are few other revisions of this the his test. He defined intelligence as intelligence is aggregate or global capacity of the individual to think rationally, act purposefully, and deal effectively with his environment. So, whatever the person is thinking, that is a rational kind of thinking, okay, not a irrational thinking. Then, when he's thinking with that rational kind of thinking, there is a purpose behind that, which is a goal directed purpose, and deal effectively with his environment. So that goal he meets with that purposeful act. So that's what he means when he says is an average or a aggregate global capacity of the individual to think rationally, act purposefully, and deal effectively with his environment to achieve his goal. From here itself, there is another aspect of the intelligence has come out, which we call practical intelligence. Even if the person is little low on general intelligence, but he is good at solving the problems practically, that person is considered to be best for that any kind of job, and they are taken in the job. Then we have Sternberg's and William Salter's definition, which says intelligence is a capacity for goal-directed and adaptive behavior involving abilities to profit from experience. So what else he included? That once you had an experience, okay, you should learn from that experience, solve problems, reasons, successfully meet challenges, and achieve goals. What happens if we learn from experience? What is the benefit of learning from the experience? Anyone?
Ma'am, we will limit our mistakes.
Yeah, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from the training learned earlier. You waste less time on learning experiences. You can take your decision much faster because you already have an experience in that aspect of life. Okay. Then we have another general intelligence definition. Intelligence is the ability to learn about, learn from, understand, and interact with one's environment. Okay, general intelligence consists of number of specific abilities. What are these specific abilities? Ability to a new environment or to change in the current environment. Okay, see, you meet different kind of situations. If you're able to change yourself according to the need of the situations, you're considered intelligent. Okay, you can manipulate the environments, different kind of environment, you're considered intelligence. For a simple example, like if you go to the Shimla side now at this present situation, okay, and you do not take barn dresses with you, okay, even after knowing that it's going to be cold over there, then you will be called as an impractical person. You have not learned from your experience okay, what kind of environment it is, which kind of clothes I should take. So this is the one kind of, and in fact, we in these small situations we lag behind in the practical intelligence. Okay, then the other thing is capacity for acquiring knowledge. Okay, why do we say the people who are highly intelligent, एक बार पढ़ के ही उनको सब कुछ याद हो जाता है. ठीक है. So this is the way to say कि acquiring knowledge, capacity for reason and abstract thought. Reasoning and abstract is always considered as a part of your intellectual ability. Hmm? Like in the languages part or the verbal material, you may be good at learning and reproducing the material. Okay, but when it comes to the maths, you have to understand the abstracts in each formula. Then only you can solve the problems. Then ability to comprehend relationships. If this is like this, then what the third thing could be? Ability to evaluate and judge what is good and what is bad. Capacity for original and productive thought. And if you have your own creativity in thinking, you are considered more intelligent person, like where your own originality is given. Okay, like for example, if I give a word green and I asked you to make a sentence on green, and I may even say that you may take the green word in the sentence, or you may not take also, but take the green as a concept and make a sentence. Okay, so one person may just say the grass is green, okay, which is very obvious. What person, you know, other person who is highly intelligent, socially intelligent, and other aspects of his intelligence, practical intelligence, okay, he makes a sentence on green. What do you think? Like, if we just think about in the abstract terms, okay, intellectual way of telling. If a person says, कि, when I serve you, I add greenery to my life. Okay, and if this person goes to an elderly person and he serves him a cup of tea and says, no, when I come and give you a cup of tea, okay, I add greenery to my life. या आई एड ग्रीनरी टू माई हैप्पीनेस, जब कुछ भी कह दो, ठीक है. सो दैट मीन्स उसकी अपनी ओरिजिनलिटी वहां से निकल के आई है. ओके, वेयर यू हैव सेड ग्रास इज ग्रीन, एवरीबॉडी नोज के ग्रास इज green. That's how I'm just trying to explain what do we mean by these terms. Now, when the we start talking about the development of tests of intelligence, then the first name which comes to our mind is always Alfred Binet. Okay, and he was the one person who said there's definitely something wrong with the children who are doing very well in the class and who are not doing well in the class. So based on that factor, he thought, okay, let me develop this intelligence of these children and then divide them into two. Based on Binet's work only, the first tests which are being used in the defense all over the world, alpha and beta tests were developed. Now, theories of intelligence, as I told you that we have two type of theories. Under each heading, we have different theories. One is the factor theories and second is the process theories. Now, when we talk about the factor theories, the question is whether intelligence is a single or a collection of distinguishable abilities. Okay, single factor theory या फिर many factor theories. And process theory tells us how we take in the information and give out our products. Now, under factor theories, there are 5 to 6 kind of theories. One is Spearman's two-factor theory. Then second is Thurston's primary mental abilities. Third is Guilford's structure of intellect. Then Cattell's fluid and crystallized intelligence. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Under process theories, we have Sternberg's information processing theory and Das et al.'s past model of information processing theories. Now let us come to the factor theories. Okay, Spearman's two-factor theory of intelligence says there is one general intelligence which is in the center of our all the intellectual abilities. Then outside of this general intelligence, this is the intelligence which you are born with, plus you have learned from your own experiences on exploring the things, and you have increased your general intelligence. Apart from general intelligence, we have other specific intelligence. Some people are good at writing, some people are good at music, some people are good at some other things. So those things, they become our specific intelligence. Okay. Higher your general intelligence, and if you have one, you will be doing very well in the specific intelligence, which is your which is whichever specific intelligence you have. Your presence of your high general intelligence adds to the this specific intelligence. Okay, and this specific intelligence is more closer to the aptitudes we have, again, which are born kind of characteristics. And the aptitude tells you that when training is given to you in a particular kind of task, and if you have that aptitude to learn that task, you will learn it much more earlier compared to the others, and within a very short period. That's why people first test your aptitude and then take you for the training purpose. If you do not have that specific aptitude, then they say, okay, it will be very hard for me to teach this person. Now, Thurston's primary mental abilities, he has given that one is that verbal comprehension, then word fluency, how quickly you can give different words. Now, verbal comprehension is the ability to understand the meaning of words, vocabulary tests, represent these factors. The person who is good at verbal comprehension and word fluency, they will be good for the literature kind of persons. Okay, they can fit into teaching jobs. Word fluency, the ability to think of words rapidly as in coming anagrams or thinking of words that rhyme. Okay, you just give one word to the person and say, now you give me a word which rhymes with that word, like rat, bat, cat. Okay, so how fast that person can produce? You can, you can, for your small projects, you can take up this small kind of one word, and then you can even test in combination of the intelligence test to clarify your more concepts on this. Then is the ability to deal with numbers, the ability to work with numbers and perform computations like the maths ability. Then space, the ability to visualize space from relationships. Like if I say, if I turn this object at 180 degree, how will it look like? So in the imagination spatial, you have to imagine and check. If you're able to, then again you're high on intelligence. And here the spatial intelligence, they always say that boys do much better than the girls. Memory, the ability to recall verbal material from your, or sentences, or giving you that immediate memory, working memory, and so many different kind of memories you can assess. And higher you are on memory, you will be high on the intelligence, that is total score of intelligence. These are the part test. Then perceptual speed, how quickly you observe something and find out if there is a difference in two numbers, or there's a difference in two situations. Going further, like if the person has camouflaged something, okay, in the, like in the defense, for the defense purposes, and how quickly you observe okay, this is a added camouflage, okay. And then come to your reasoning ability. Reasoning ability, if two numbers are given to you, how they are related. Anywhere jahan mein, you have to pick up abstract reasoning, that becomes your reasoning ability. Then after Thurston, we have Guilford's structure of intellectual theory. Intelligence is viewed as comprising operations, contents, and products. First, we see a thing, we have to operate on it to find out what it is. Okay, then what is the content, and how we operate on the contents, and we give out the products. There are 6 kinds of operation, he says. Now, what are those operations? We might involve our cognitions, memory recording, memory retention, divergent production, convergent production, and we might evaluate 2 things, and all these make up to the six kind of operation: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with evaluation. Now he says there are 6 kinds of products when you're producing. It may be unit, it may be classes, relations, systems, transformations, and implications. And 5 kind of contents: visual content. Okay, you may get information from the visual side. It may be an auditory signal. It may be a symbolic, the meanings may be, or it may be a semantic meanings, or it may be a behavior. Why are the psychologists considered to be the best person? Because they can make information from all the 3 kind of things, especially your behavioral part, and then give the prediction about person's behavior. Since each of these dimension is independent, there are theoretically 180 different components of intelligence. They multiply operations with products, and products with the contents. So into, and all these intos, they give 180 different contents. There are some theories where they have included one more concept, and that concept, I think it makes it to 240. Wait, let me just see. If 6 into 6, 36, 36 into 7, can I search it? VRAs or certificate? Jeez, 252. There is कंटेंट में या प्रोडक्ट्स में किसी जगह एक और ऑपरेशन ऐड हुआ है, मेमोरी, that is with interpersonal they have included. Okay, और इसका मॉडल जो है, this is model, is a cube model which explains all these contents, operations, and products. Then we have Cattell's theory, two-factor theory, which is fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence. Fluid intelligence is in the younger age groups, where you have to, all perform all those activities which we have learned on the Guilford's, when you're dealing with contents, when you're dealing with the products and all three, and how quickly you give out the answers based on those kind of test items. Okay? How well you can solve problems, how quick you are to keep the memory in the background of your brain, and then perform certain kind of tasks, and then recall that memory and finish the task. Okay, solve difficult kind of problems, manipulate words, manipulate symbols. Okay, all that comes under your fluid intelligence, which needs your retention of memory, and even your proper attention concentration. But as we grow old, these primary cognitive abilities, they slightly diminish with the age. Okay, your attention is not that good. Your concentration may not be, that quick to give a response. You may not be that fast to give a response or making a decision. But you have learned quite a bit from your experiences, and whatever you have learned under your experience, that has turned into sort of crystallized intelligence. Okay, and that person is considered the wise person because he has enriched his intellectual abilities through experience, and he's always sought for the advice, because he can give you better advice based on his own experience. So that is what one is: fluid intelligence, which moves like water. You have to be very faster in those things. And then we have a crystallized intelligence, which is in your hand. Okay. Crystallized intelligence is always considered to be better in our elderly people, and the fluid intelligence is best in your younger age group. Then there is a saying कि both the intelligence start growing. ठीक है, जो fluid intelligence है, at one end it stops growing. Okay, but whereas a crystallized intelligence keeps on growing. Okay. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theories. Okay, it's more like earlier theory, Thurston's primary mental abilities, but he has added few more different term and few more abilities. Like first intelligence he calls is linguistic intelligence, which we have already seen that word fluency and all that comes in this ability to communicate through languages. And then comes a logical mathematical intelligence, again, where we have seen dealing with numbers, ability to analyze argument and solving mathematical problems. Then spatial intelligence, again we have learned on the space. Then musical intelligence, ability to analyze. This is something he has given, because not there, remember, primary abilities. Then bodily kinesthetic intelligence is again given by this person, Gardner. And then interpersonal intelligence again added by Gardner. Interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal and interpersonal intelligence, both are given by Gardner's. Then another thing, naturalist, ability to understand and patterns found in natural environment, that is again added by Gardner. Then existential intelligence. Sometimes when you achieve everything in the life, you may start having existential intelligence crisis. ओके, जहाँ फिर ये सब हुआ ही नहीं, एंड इन द बिगिनिंग इटसेल्फ यू मे स्टार्ट existential intelligence crisis of that. Now what is existential intelligence? It's a philosophically oriented ability which is used to find answers for the questions about the meaning of one's existence, life and death. It's a much more of a philosophical nature. Depending upon your bent of mind, it may occur at any age. For example, some people are too, philosophical even at the younger ages to start thinking about the existential intelligence, and some are obtained much later in the life, think of this question, and some never reach that age. Now, based on his theories, multiple theories, he has taken up different kinds of the jobs where you can be selected if you are good at that kind of intelligence. For example, for the linguistics, he has given number of jobs which one person can take up, like author, journalist, poet, playwright, politician, comedian, novelist, the one who needs to have a good language background. Then logical, mathematical, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
वो यहाँ से मुझे ना कुछ सीन दिखा रहा था कि okay, then we have our body kinesthetic intelligence, where the kind of jobs, sports person, dancing, and jewelers, then physical therapist, or farmers, where you need to use your different body postures, okay, where you can bend your body in any way. So those kind of jobs are good for the people who are good at this. Musical intelligence, again, songwriters, disc jockey, and all those related jobs. Interpersonal, not intrapersonal, interpersonal, mostly HRs, anthropologists, counselors, therapists, teachers. So at least we have to be very good at interpersonal intelligence. So if you do not have empathy, develop empathy. Okay, develop tolerance. Then we have intrapersonal intelligence, that is your self-knowledge and ability to act adaptively on the basis of that knowledge. Okay, having an accurate picture of oneself, not to have high self-concepts without the base. Okay, if you have a high self-concept without the base, what does happen is you develop basically superiority complex, and but which has a base in your inferiority complex. Awareness of inner moods, intentions, motivations, temperaments, and desires. Okay, you may have these different aspects of thing, but when the situation needs that, at least put up a good face in front of the others, you should be able to control your emotions. The capacity for self-discipline, self-understanding, and self-esteem. You should always have a self-esteem. Okay, these are the factors where we say intrapersonal intelligence. When we talk about interpersonal, these are all aspects dealing with the individual's inner life. Okay, so if you're aware of your own fact, our psychological, one of the tests of self disclosure report is based on these facts. If you're, see, everybody is not perfect, but if you have this knowledge of yours about the interpersonal, at least you can move towards the improvement. That is the basic reason why you should know about yourself. Because if you know about your good points, if you know about your bad points, at least you can improve on upon your bad points and improve your good points also. Then comes our information processing theories. Now, if you want, I can take it today. If you want, I can take it in the next class. कितने हैं? 10 मिनट में cover.
Ma'am, we can do it in next class only.
I'll take it in the next class because वैसे about your intelligence test, this is the thing from where this is our average. Basically, if your IQ is 100, okay, your average, but this average range is moved from 90 to 110. Okay, and nowadays, so we do not have this IQ, it is not there at the, it is there, but our tests which we use, they do not measure your IQ, they measure grades. Okay, because IQ gives us only one score, but grades give us different scores, and it gives you a comparison कि तुम्हें which kind of jobs could be beneficial, like you will be fitting into, depending on the grade. If you come into the first grade, you're highly intelligent, and a job which requires a highly intelligent person, that job can be given to you. And there are certain other kind of jobs which can be learned easily, where you do not need high grades, even the grade 5 and 6 or 7, because these grades are either 5 grades or 7 grades. Okay, the lower grades can be the job requiring lower grades can have a candidate who falls into that grade. Bachelor intelligence test, he has said the person whose IQ is 130 or above, he is very superior. There are around only 2.2% of people score higher than 130. Okay, 120 to 120 is superior. Where 6.7% people can score higher than this score. Then 110 to 109 is bright, 90 to 109 average, 80 to 89 dull normals, 70 to 79 borderline, below 70 is mentally retarded. Now, if you really ask these people, the average kind of people, they are they are average, but then they constantly keep on working on a certain thing. That's why you see them moving with the time, and when you meet them after years together of any, like you can see now from your friend circle, the person who looks very average in intelligence, but when you meet him after years, you will find that person has reached a top position. Okay, and whereas the person who was highly intelligent, either if he's constantly working towards it, he must have achieved very high position. Okay, ja he may lag behind. Okay, maybe certain other factors came into, and he was left behind. Whereas the average person, he keeps on moving constantly to achieving. Of course, maybe the other factors, those factors are very important factors, and you will see why this person has not done well. Then we have our own question of emotional intelligence. And people have said that they are much better than the person who's actually uh, highly intelligent, because in the process you need to move with the world. And the person who is high on emotional intelligence, he knows how to move with the world better than the person who is highly intellectual. Okay, so I'll end here. Tomorrow we do not have class. How's everybody's projects going along?
Yes, ma'am.
कर दिया है सबने? कोई बात
Yes.
नहीं.
Yes, ma'am, it's almost done.
Okay, so you will be presenting on 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. चलो ठीक है बेटा, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर 7. और तुम लोगों का बेटा मैं देखती हूँ आज बैठ के, फिर तुम्हें देती हूँ फीडबैक. ओके बेटा, आई एम स्टॉपिंग.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.